morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to Weekly Wednesdays. This is going to be our last one for this week, okay? We have a new story instead of our parables because we're all done, and a little fun craft that follows it. So this is a very sweet book. If you've never read it, turn those listening ears on and we'll get started. The Tale of the Three Trees. Once upon a mountaintop, three trees dreamed of what they wanted to become when they grew up. Do you sometimes do that? Do you dream of what you want to be when you grow up? I want to hold treasure, the first tree said. I will be the most beautiful treasure chest in the whole world. I want to be strong sailing ship, the second tree said. I will be the strongest ship in the world. I don't want to leave this mountaintop at all, the third tree said. I want to grow so tall that when people look at me, they will raise their eyes and to heaven and think of God. I will be the tallest tree in the world. One day, three woodcutters climbed the mountain. With a swoop of the first man's axe, the first tree fell. With a swoosh of the second man's axe, the second tree fell. And with a slash of the third man's axe, the third tree fell. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought him to the carpenter's shop. But the busy carpenter was not thinking about treasure chest. Instead, his work-worn hands fashioned the tree into a feed box for animals. That's what the animals ate out of. And he wanted to be a treasure chest, right? The second tree smiled when the woodcutter took him to the shipyard, but no mighty sailing ships were built that day. Instead, the once strong tree was made into a simple fishing boat. The third tree was confused when the woodcutter cut her into strong beams and left her in a lumber yard. What happened? The once tall tree wondered. All I ever wanted to do was point to God. Many, many days and nights passed. The three trees nearly forgot their dreams. But one night, golden starlight poured over the first tree as a young woman placed her newborn baby in the feed box. I wonder who that could be. And suddenly the first tree knew he was holding the greatest treasure in the world. It was baby Jesus. One evening, a tired traveler and his friends crowded into the old fishing boat. When a storm arose, the second tree shuddered. But when the traveler stretched out his hand and said, "Peace, be still," the storm had stopped. And suddenly the second tree knew he was carrying the King of heaven and the King of earth. And one Friday morning, the third tree was startled when her beams were yanked from the woodpile. She shivered when she was dragged through an angry crowd. She shuddered when soldiers nailed a man's hands to her. She felt ugly, harsh, and cruel. But on Sunday morning, when the sun rose and the earth trembled with joy beneath her, the third tree knew God's love had changed everything. It had made the first tree beautiful. Remember, that was the feed box that baby Jesus was in? It had made the second tree strong. That was Jesus' boat that he told the wind and the waves to be still. And every time people thought of this third tree, they would think of God, which was the cross. And that was better than being the tallest tree in the whole world. All right, I hope you liked your story today. For your craft, I just want you to get a piece of construction paper or even just a regular piece of paper, and you can draw your three trees however you would like. And then underneath them, I want you to draw what they became. Remember, the first tree it was supposed to be a treasure chest, right? That's what he wanted to be. And he became a feed box that baby Jesus laid in, right, when he was born. And then the second tree here became the boat that Jesus told the wind and the waves to be still in. And then the third tree that always wanted to point to God became the cross that Jesus bore our sins on. Okay, so send them to me. I want to see your pictures, and I will see y'all next time.